Welcome to another transmission. I'm so happy that you're here. Today, I'm going to be talking about a really important topic for highly sensitive souls and empaths who are on the path to conscious love in this lifetime, and that is remembering who you are at a soul level, remembering that you are an initiate. Let me fix this. You are an initiate of New Earth love, here to be a leader, here to really usher humanity into this new paradigm of relationships that are based on heart-based connection, that are based on love, and that are not based on fear-based attachments or codependency. And so if you are here, you have likely found that you have experienced a multitude of deep initiations in both life and love, and that this has involved an immense amount of inner work that seems invisible to the outer world. It seems like it hasn't eventuated perhaps into the outcome or the ending, that happy ending that we are programmed is going to happen. And the happy ending is unfolding in its divine way and in its divine time. So, what I really want to cover off today is three key things to help you really anchor in and reactivate that new earth love warrior that's within you. And the first one is about really recognizing and embracing your role as a leader. Secondly, it's about really dropping the comparisons to other timelines of those around you. And thirdly, it's about opening your heart and really letting yourself receive the love and really stepping up into that position of conscious love leadership. So, just taking a really nice deep breath and landing here, grounding down through the heart and the womb into the earth, and feeling yourself being held in a really protective bubble of love and light. Taking a couple of deep breaths. So, yes, remembering who you are, remembering that mission that you signed up for in this lifetime, and recognizing that your soul is of a different frequency to many people that you find in your earthly life, in your family, in your friendship group, in your community, at work. You are different. And no matter how hard you may have tried to fit into the earthly framework of certain things within a certain time frame, it hasn't happened. And you might have had quite the opposite of these experiences. You might have had deep heartbreaks while everyone else was getting married. You might have had deep letdowns as you showed up to engagement parties and weddings and baby showers and constantly wondering when is it going to be your turn and why, no matter how much work you seem to do, no matter how hard you try, you don't seem to be able to follow this path. And there's a real grief there, there's a real honoring of the human side of you that really longs for these things, but that only longs for these things if they are of a divine nature and divinely aligned for you. And that's why it's really important to firstly recognize that as an empath, as a highly sensitive soul, as potentially a soul that has incarnated and volunteered to come on this mission to Earth, you may not be from Earth. You may not be at ease in this framework, in this paradigm. It's very foreign to your soul. And the reality can seem like quite harsh, quite intense physically for you as such a highly sensitive soul. And so naturally, when you've gone out into the world and you've shared your heart, you've opened your heart, through childhood, teenage, and up until now, and there's been rejection, there's been abandonment, there's been heartbreak, it is particularly deep for you. And that's not because there's anything wrong with you. In fact, that's because you are here as a deep feeling being to really feel into the frequencies of fear, the frequencies of what is unfolding in this reality. And so that you can go deep into your core and the DNA lineage that you incarnated through, your family line, you can be a cycle breaker, but this is heavy work. This is big work. And each heartbreak you've had up until this point has been an initiatory process preparing you to hold greater love here on earth. Because where you're from, your soul home, you might come from Venus or one of these dimensional planets that has more of an innate love, the Pleiades, and more of an innate love frequency, Sirius. And you're here to help seed that on Earth, to reawaken that on Earth, and to help humanity evolve out of these kind of unconscious relational patterns, these unconscious love patterns that have been unfolding, that great disharmony we see within humans, within masculine and feminine energies and how they work together, wounded inner children running around with other wounded children, creating marriages and children, and then perpetuating more wounding through their family line, being unconscious of the dynamic. And that's not to say that everyone is doing that. But what I really want you to remember is that you are not here for that. You are here to bring through divine love, to be a vessel for divine love here on earth, to flush out anything in your family line. You incarnated, you parachuted in to really like fuck shit up, to really, in a loving way, in a divine way. And so, no, this hasn't been a smooth ride for you. And that's the way that your soul chose it. That's the way your soul designed it for your awakening. For you to remember to come back to your own heart, to your own soul, to all the powers that you have within you to decide who you want to be in this lifetime and what you want to experience, consciously choosing a higher love, consciously choosing to rise out of old dynamics, because we all have it within us. We all do. We all incarnated into human bodies, into human bloodlines. We have all those familiar patterns in our DNA that want to really pull us back down, that really want to keep us looping in these same fear-based frequencies that stops us from ascending into our potential and remembering who we are and unlocking our hearts and rising into love. But this is precisely why you're here, because you're a leader of New Earth Love. You're a conscious love warrior. And so through every initiation, through every heartbreak, you allowed it to only open you, to only soften you, to only make you more of your true self, and to activate more of your goddess frequency, more of your radiance, more of your joy. You found so much joy in the heartbreak eventually. Took me a little while sometimes to flush it out. And, I really have a lot of love for the initiatory souls that came to awaken me, to break me right open to love. And it's taken me a long time, but I love them all. I deeply love them all. And I am so grateful for their souls and the work that we did together. And equally, I'm so grateful for the fact that they abandoned me, the fact that I was left to be with myself, because then I found myself. I found what could only be activated from within me. And now that's my mission and that's my purpose, is to help other people remember who they are and what they came here for. So I really want you to look beyond the illusions. I really want you to look beyond those thoughts that you're behind, that you're stuck, that you're getting it wrong, that you've made mistakes. Everything was a divine arrow pointing you towards your own inner power, which you are now right here in the seat of. Like, sit in your heart and your womb, sit in your feminine power. Everything that you need is right here. And from this place of wholeness, you're moving into the next reality. So let's drop the comparison. Let's drop the comparing ourselves to other people's timelines and thinking that we're behind. Because We're moving into a whole new earth. So, how can you possibly be behind when you're actually at the forefront of this evolution? So, stop grasping to an old framework that you have outgrown, that your soul is here to, in actual fact, dissolve, to awaken humanity to the fact that they aren't dependent on external outcomes. They aren't dependent on having a marriage or kids. That their worth was never wrapped up in any of these things. Your worth was never wrapped up in any of these things. Your worth has always been within you, waiting for you to come back to this point of wholeness and in your center of your being, holding this frequency of divine love that you are and letting that radiate out. And to get there, we shift out the heaviness that we incarnated with, that we inherited through the family line, that we brought in with our soul code or our soul's mission in this lifetime to clear. This is the work that I do with the Magdalene codes and, the 22 codes that really distill down into 12 codes. And if you're interested in finding out your own soul code, you can do that via the link in bio on my Instagram. There's a soul codes quiz, and it's really short, and you can remember that core theme that you came in with, and it can really help you make sense of everything to date. Your karmic love map, your path to your awakening through conscious love and relationships, and why everything has unfolded the way it has in your life to date. And you could really love it. And once you realize that your soul code holds a dual expression, like everything in this reality, it holds the heavier, denser, unconscious expression, and it holds the higher expression. And through your life and through your inner work, you're transcending and alchemizing the lower expression into the higher expression. And as you do this work, you drop the heaviness, you drop the guilt, the shame, the anger, all of those things that built a wall around your heart that kept you looping in old patterns and attracting old patterns of the past. You drop it from your cells. It evaporates back out into the universe. It transforms from within into these higher states of love, forgiveness, compassion, freedom. And it's such a beautiful shift when you really consciously go and you drop the guilt or you drop the shame and you step into your love. And people notice. You age backwards, you glow. People are like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to the depths of hell within myself, but then I'm rising and resurrecting. So it's really fun. We make it fun in the M codes. Come along to the M codes, come along to one of my soul code circles where we really work together to alchemize and share. And, you don't need to do this work alone. It doesn't need to be so heavy, sad, and alone and isolating, because when you come together with a community of other people who get it, they get what you're going through at a soul level, they understand, we lift each other up and we become stronger. So, dropping the comparison. And then finally, what I want to talk to is activating you, really putting a bit of a gentle flame or rocket there for you to say, hey, it's time to step up into who you are. It's time to not be ashamed of anything in your past. It's time to really love your story, to stand by your story of love for yourself, no matter what that's looked like in the earthly realm of relationship F-ups or, wrong turns, dead ends, yada, 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 projections from others about judgment. Well, I'm sorry that I just burnt through my conscious love initiations with an open heart. That was always going to be my soul's destiny, and I'm so proud of it. So I want you to feel proud of the inner work you've done and the diamond that you've carved of yourself through the process. And I want you to celebrate it, celebrate who you are, celebrate this new era of conscious love, and hold that frequency within you, because Every time you slip into judgment or comparison or sadness or victim, like you're doing a disservice to who you are at a soul level. Instead of going like, oh my gosh, I've done this. Like, look at all this work I've done. Look how far I've come. My ancestors are so proud of me. I'm carrying the flame of our family line forward, and I'm the one doing this work along with the others. But be proud of who you are and what you've done and what you continue to do, because it is working, it is showing. And I wish I could show you like how much this is making a difference to the frequency on the planet. Every time you shift your frequency back to love, back to self-acceptance, into the higher expression of your soul code, every time you do that work, the world ascends another octave, another frequency. Your life path ascends. Your path in love goes to the next level. So while it may feel like you're still stuck or getting nowhere, like let me please assure you that you are not. You are making huge strides. You are walking fearlessly towards your destiny in love. Keep your heart open. Keep being that ninja, discerning through those tests that want to bring you back into those old patterns and drag you back into the lower frequency of your soul code. Remember that you are heading for your highest timeline in love in this lifetime. So do not settle. Keep going. Naturally, we're going to stumble and fall from time to time. That's just part of the process. And each time we do, again, we don't judge ourselves for it. We use it to come back more strong, more resilient, more loving, more open. We use it to catapult us higher. So you can't get it wrong. I'm sending you so much love. Remember that you're not single, like you're an initiate of New Earth love. That's who you are. You're a conscious love leader, and you are helping shift humanity out of fear and into love through your deep inner work. So do not stop. Keep going. Be proud and celebrate every single moment of your life, because it's all led you here. And promise me this one thing, that love and life will only allow you to let more love and more life in. See everything through the window of your heart and let love in every time. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Subscribe, like, share this with someone else who needs this message of reminder of reactivation of who they are. Do the Soul Codes quiz. Join us in the M Codes. Come along to a Soul Codes circle. I'm so excited about those circles. The circle is such a powerful space for transformation and healing in a beautiful, beautiful way. All right. From my heart to yours, I love you, and keep going. Do not stop, because you're doing it and we are doing it. All right. I'm going to see you in the next transmission. Bye.